Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my dear girls? Inshallah, today I'm going to explain the most important points in lesson 3, our landscape and the climate. All the information in this presentation is the information that will be asked about, that you will be asked about or needed in any quiz or any final exam. But the details that you have in the book to enrich your knowledge more and to get more details, but these are the most important and I want you to focus on this information. Our landscape and the climate. Of course, you know that the Middle East is so big. It covers an area of more than 8 million square kilometers from our earth. Okay, so it means that it has different types of landforms. Because the land or this area is great or vast, and that's why it will not be the same everywhere. In some places it's high, in some places it's low, in other places it's flat or plains, and that's why we can say that the Middle East has different types of landforms because its area is so large. You should know the area of the Middle East, more than 8 million square kilometers. Next point. Of course, you can see from the picture how different can be the landforms in any place. Sometimes flat, sometimes high, sometimes higher, sometimes low, and so on. And now let us move to the next point. What's the difference between political maps and the physical maps? Okay, political maps and the physical maps, the two of them are two kinds of maps. They can show us the same place, but each one gives us different information. Look at the political map. Political maps shows the countries, their borders, and their capitals, like this one. This is a political map, the map that show only the countries, the lines that separate the countries, which are the borders and the capital of each country. Okay? But this is a political map. But the physical map shows something different. It shows the same place, okay, but in a different way. It shows the main landforms and natural features of a place, like rivers, deserts, and mountains, like this. Can you see how the two maps are different? Here you can see the landforms and the natural features in colors. The blue color for waters, the brown color for mountains, the green color for plains. You can see the rivers, you can see the all landforms and the natural features of such a place. We call this physical map. Do you understand now the difference between the political map and the physical map? Each of them give us different information, but we need the two information, or the two pieces of information. We need them if we wanted to get information about the countries and their capitals. We can look at the political map. If we wanted to know about the natural features and the landforms or the deserts or the rivers of any country, we can use or look at a physical map. Are landforms and sources of water affect our life? Do they affect the way we live or the way we choose where to live? Of course, yes. As they affect the way we live, where we can live, and what we can do, and how to communicate with each other. Look at this picture. Here, this is a settlement. People built a city here. They choose a flat area near the river to live in it. These people will never choose to live in a desert where they cannot find water, or there are a lot of sand or mountains. So the landforms and the sources of water here let the people decide to live here and not there. Also, landforms and sources of water affect the way we live. For example, the people who live near the sea, most of them work in trade and in catching fish. But the people who live near rivers, most of them work as farmers. So landforms and sources of water affect our life greatly. Now let us talk about the temperature in the Middle East. The temperature in the Middle East, which is so big and so many countries, is not the same everywhere. How the temperature is not the same? Let us discuss this. Average temperature in higher lying areas, I mean in high places like mountains and hills, are lower than those in lower lying areas. So if the people are living in a valley, the temperature in the valley, which is a low place between mountains, is lower than the temperature in higher places. But why? Why do temperatures change? They are low in lower lying areas and higher in higher lying areas because temperature drops. This is a very important question, by the way. Why the temperature drops as you go higher? This is a rule. That's why mountains often have snow in winter and even in summer. Temperature drops. Again, temperature drops as you go higher. Next one. Also, temperature is lower in winter and higher in the summer. This is in the Middle East. When it is winter, it's cold and the temperature is low. When it's summer, it's high and the temperature and it's hot. So this is about the temperature in the Middle East. What about the last section in our lesson? Rainfall. Of course, you know that most places in the Middle East have very little rain. Why? Because most of the Middle East is desert, and the climate of the desert is hot and dry. Again, most of the Middle East is desert. It's hot and dry, and that's why it has very little rainfall. This lack of rainfall makes natural water sources such as rivers and oases are precious. We appreciate them. Once we have a river or a well of water, we appreciate it so much and we should take care of it because we cannot find a lot of water, and that's why whenever we find water, we must take care of this water. It's very important to conserve and care for our water sources because they are very precious. Look at this picture. This picture is a picture of an oasis. The oasis is a green place with plenty of water in the middle of the desert. If you are traveling across the desert and find a place like that, will you appreciate it? Is it a precious place? Yeah. Because most of the Middle East have very little rainfall, we should take care of our natural water sources like rivers and oases. These are the most important points in our lesson. I hope you to focus on them. These are the information that will be used to answer any question in any quiz or in the final exam, inshallah. The book has more details. You can read the lesson in more details in the student book to enrich your knowledge about such a topic. Thanks for being with me. Goodbye till we meet again.